Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the farm manager here at Thatcher's Cider, and today I'm going to give you a few pointers about planting your new trees. Okay, when it comes to choosing a site for your new orchard, ideally be a really nice sunny spot, so without shading from other trees, but also a site which is free draining, so we don't get pools of water lying here through the winter. The trees, when they arrive, they're known as bare-rooted trees, so they won't be in a pot, but they'll have their roots all exposed. So the important thing with these is make sure that you plant them really quickly so the roots don't dry out. If you can't plant them immediately, you've still got to make sure that they don't dry out, either by watering them several times a day or healing them into some soil to keep them all nice and fresh. Okay, the next thing you need to do is mark out your orchard, so to make sure the trees are all in plenty of space. I find it easier to put the posts in first. That means when you dig the hole, you can get nice and close to the post and you know the tree's going to be well supported by it. When it comes to digging your hole, you want to make sure you do it in quite dry conditions. You want this soil here, this is really nice soil actually, breaking up really easily. What you don't want is really wet, claggy soil. You want the roots to be able to grow into it, not be impeded by any smearing that you do with a spade. When you're digging a hole, make sure it's plenty big enough for the roots. So you want to be able to make sure you can get it nice and close to the post, and the roots have got plenty of space all around the outside. I generally dig my holes for the roots, design them for the roots, so I know none of them are going to be curled up. Place them in, make sure it's nice and deep. The other really important thing to remember is that this union here between the rootstock and the variety above is well above the surface of the soil. What we don't want is roots from this variety bypassing the union and going in there, so 6 inches below the union is ideal. So you want to make sure that the soil is nice and free and loose, and a good tip is just to shake your tree a little bit. That means that the soil gets all the way around the roots, and then just gently compress it down with the ball of your foot as you're going. When you get towards the end, you can use the heel of your foot to get it in a little bit tighter. You don't want to leave it like a bowl around the tree, because there'll be water that sits in that bowl and the tree will not like that. Okay, the next job is to tie the tree to the post. Ideally your tree wants to be about hand width away from the post. If you planted it right, it will be. And this is going to stop the tree rocking around, or at worst falling over. We put a staple on this side of the post to stop the tie slipping down. We feed it through, and we go a figure of 8 around the post and around the tree. Back through the staple. Back round again, and then just tie it off. And finally, we're going to put the rabbit guard on. These are flexi guards, so they're really easy to put on. You just unravel them a little bit, feed them round, and then you just round and round a couple of times. The great thing about these guards is they expand as the tree grows, and then we generally put a rubber band around them because sometimes the guards can come off. There we go. The last couple of things to help your trees in their first year would be putting a compost around the base. There's going to be nutrients to help the trees, but also going to stop the soil drying out as much. Although in long dry periods you might still need to water these trees because they haven't quite got their roots down yet. But if you've planted your trees well, hopefully around about April time you should start seeing some blossom, and then hopefully later in the year some apples.